The phrases robot and robotic weapons in this research refer to all three categories of unmanned weapons, i.e., anything from remote-controlled drones to fully autonomous weapons, both out-of-the-loop weapons and those that allow a person to be in the loop but are nevertheless effectively out-of-the-loop weapons due to the restricted monitoring are referred to as totally autonomous weapons. In this context, fully autonomous weaponry have also been referred to as lethal autonomous robots and killer robots, among other titles. Although fully autonomous weapons, the subject of this report, do not yet exist. Technology is progressing in that direction, and some of its forerunners are already in use. Many nations have weapon defense systems that are set up to react to incoming munitions threats automatically. Other partially autonomous weapons that are in development or that are already in use have anti-personnel capabilities and, in certain cases, are intended to be mobile and offensive weapons. These weapons are prized by militaries because they need less personnel, pose fewer dangers to their own troops, and speed up response times. The cases discussed in this study demonstrate that several nations, most notably the United States, are close to developing the technology needed to make fully autonomous robots a reality and are very interested in doing so. The word robotics first appeared in Isaac Asimov's science fiction story Runaround, 1942. Along with Asimov's later robot stories, it set a new standard for plausibility about the likely difficulty of developing intelligent robots and the technical and social problems that might result. Robotic weapons are rapidly evolving and becoming more common, and they're beginning to replace soldiers on the battlefield. The development of killer robots, completely autonomous weapons that could choose and engage targets without human intervention, has been projected to occur within the next 20 to 30 years by several military and robotics specialists. Military officials frequently keep open the prospect that robots may one day be able to make such decisions on their own, even though they normally declare that humans will generally retain some level of oversight over decisions to employ lethal force. Such revolutionary weapons, in the opinion of Human Rights Watch and Harvard Law School's International Human Rights Clinic (IHRC), would violate international humanitarian law and raise the possibility of civilian casualties or harm during armed conflict. It's necessary to prevent their development and use. The advantages and risks of completely autonomous weapons have been extensively argued among a very small community of specialists. The topic has included contributions from scientists, attorneys, ethicists, philosophers, and military men. They have assessed autonomous weapons from a variety of angles, including military utility, price, politics, and the morality of handing life and death decisions over to a machine. But according to Philip Alston, who was the UN's Special Rapporteur at the time on extrajudicial summary or arbitrary executions, the rapid growth of these technologies, especially those with lethal capabilities and those with decreased levels of human control, raise serious concerns that have been almost entirely unexamined by human rights or humanitarian actors. It is time for the general people to think about the benefits and dangers of completely autonomous weapons. Robeer is a cutting-edge teddy bear made for transferring elderly patients from beds to wheelchairs. Robeer is a cutting-edge teddy bear made for transferring elderly patients from beds to wheelchairs. Robeer is the brainchild of Toshiharu Mukai, a scientist who directs the Riken SRK Collaboration Center for Human Interactive Robot Research's Robot Sensor Systems research team. The team's third robot bear is named Robeer. Spot. The robot Spot is just one of dozens made by Boston Dynamics. He is more compact than the LS3 Big Dog from the original generation, but equally strong. Spot, a 73 kg hydraulically and electrically propelled robot, can climb, walk, trot, and take a kick while remaining upright. Let's hope Google soon makes it usable by everyone. Cyberdog Show Me. You'll like the design of the Show Me Cyberdog if you like the way Spot looks but want something more reasonably priced. A quadruped robot that can move as quickly as 3.2 meters per second is this one. It can follow the motion of objects, make maps in real time, avoid obstacles as it moves, and do a lot more. Because NVIDIA's Jetson Xavier AI platform powers Cyberdog, it has a significant amount of intelligence as well. Just 9,999 Chinese yuan, or around $1,540, will be yours. Galaxy Bot Car. Samsung unveiled a number of CareBots at CES 2019 that it plans to release soon. One of the 3 robots unveiled at the Consumer Electronics Show in the US, BotCare, can perform a variety of household chores like reminding you to take your medication on time, serving as a heart rate monitor, and calling emergency services if the worst-case scenario occurs. The impact that completely autonomous weaponry might have on the protection of civilians during times of war is Human Rights Watch and IHRC's main worry. The technology would conform with international humanitarian law and maintain other controls on the killing of civilians, according to this analysis. It concludes that completely autonomous weapons would not only fall short of legal requirements, but also compromise crucial extra-legal protections for civilians. Fully autonomous weapons should be outlawed, according to our study and analysis, and governments should work quickly to achieve this goal. Robots are fundamentally machines with the ability to detect and act in accordance with how they're programmed, despite the fact that experts disagree on the exact definition. They all have some level of autonomy, which is the capacity of a machine to function independently of human control. The precise degree of autonomy can differ significantly, according to how much human intervention there is in the activities of robotic weapons, which are unmanned. They're frequently categorized into 3 categories. Robots that can only choose targets and use force when given a human command. Robotic weapons that can choose targets and apply force while being controlled by a human operator who has the ability to overturn the robot's decisions. And weapons with the capability to choose targets and apply force without human input or involvement are known as human out-of-the-loop weapons. Protection for civilian measures. States should assess new and modified weapons to make sure they do not contravene the rules of international humanitarian law, often known as the laws of war, in accordance with international law and best practices. Early in the development process and up to any production decisions, states should conduct weapons evaluations. States should now do formal analysis of the effects of planned, completely autonomous weapons and technology that could lead them to, even if not yet armed, given military ambitions to move toward growing autonomy for robots. The most advanced robot in the world is Asimo, a humanoid robot made by Honda Motor Corporation that can walk and climb stairs. Yet it surprised many that this marvel of Japanese robotic innovation wasn't used in the reconnaissance and cleanup effort during the Fukushima nuclear power plant catastrophe. Instead, military robots produced in the US were sent in. It's possible that this is the case because Asimo is largely a PR tool with the domestic or elderly care context as its final application. Another group at the University of California at Berkeley is working on robots the size of insects, and scientists at Carnegie Mellon University have developed one of the most complex snake-like robots yet. Robotic snakes and bugs can access places that Asimo can't, despite the fact that Asimo's walking is obviously outstanding. Therefore, it is best to compare a robot's sophistication to the tasks that it was created to complete. Robots are any autonomously run machines that eliminate the need for human labor, even if they may not look like humans or carry out tasks in a way that is human-like. Robotics, then, is the branch of engineering that deals with the creation, maintenance, and use of robots. Although the idea of artificial humans predates written history, the contemporary word robot is derived from the Czech word robota, which means forced labor or serf, and is used in Karel Apek's play RUR 1920. The robots in the play were created people that factory owners heartlessly mistreated until they rebelled and ultimately wiped out humanity. It wasn't clear whether they were mechanical or biological, like the monster in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, 1818. But the mechanical option sparked the creation of electrical humanoids by a whole generation of inventors. If you're anything like us, you probably eagerly anticipate the day you can travel to the store and quickly and affordably purchase a robot to clean your home, serve you, and perform any other tasks you want. Although we're aware that day is still far off, technology is always improving. In reality, several high-tech firms have already created a number of quite spectacular robots that give us the impression that the future has already arrived. These robots aren't exactly super intelligent androids, but hey, little victories. Scientists at businesses all across the world, including Honda and Google, are actively working to make practical robots a reality. Their equipment can range from tiny, agile gadgets with specific functions like surveillance to huge, heavy devices packed to the gills with sensors and wires. But they are all unquestionably genuine. In order to get you psyched for the robots of the future, Pocket Lint has compiled a list of actual robots that you can check out right now. These current robots give us hope that one day, maybe, we may be able to ring a bell to summon a personal robot minion to carry out our instructions.